Okay guys, we are just about ready for the final step in our summative assignment on 1-point linear perspective. So now we're ready to add color, but before we do, we want to practice the technique that we're going to be using on this assignment. So you've been practicing shading with just regular pencil. We're also going to look at adding various values when we're using color. We're going to be using colored pencil for this assignment. So hopefully you kept good track of your colored pencils and you'll have everything you need. If you haven't kept track of your colored pencils or you're missing a few colors and you want to talk to me about what the other option is, we can look at that together, but hopefully you have everything you need. So let's go over what exactly you're going to need besides colored pencils. I would recommend a ruler or straight edge, a regular pencil, an eraser, a pencil sharpener of some sort. You're going to need white, black, and gray colored pencils, and then you're going to need a variety of colored pencils. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are first going to set our paper up to prepare for this final step in our project. So I'm just going to draw a line across about 1.5 inches. This is just an estimate and it doesn't have to be perfect. This is where we're practicing just kind of our ideas and laying them out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to label our paper and we're going to write out test colors. Okay, so you don't have to test out all of the colors in your set of colored pencils, but what you do want to do is test out the ones that you think you might use. Okay, so I've got some ideas for my colors, so what I'm going to do is just take the colors I'm considering using and I'm going to press very firmly and put those colors onto my paper and make sure that I'm happy with the colors that I've been thinking about using. So you're going to be picking 3 to 5 colors for this assignment to use on the final one. I'm just testing these out quickly. Okay, so I've just tested out a few of the colors I'm thinking about. I'm going to narrow this down to 5 colors that I want to use. I do want to point out that for this, you do not want to use gray, black, or white, okay? Because we're going to be using those to add value or shading to it. So for now, I really want you to stick with color as opposed to neutrals, right? So no neutrals for this. So no black, no white, no gray. Stick with the colors. Once you think you know the colors you're going to use, you're going to divide this again or create a new section and you are going to write selected colors. And what you're going to do now, as silly as it might sound, is you're going to actually make sure those colors look good together. Nothing worse than thinking you know and then getting them on your paper and realizing, oh, those colors actually don't work very well together. So I'm going to test these out side by side and make sure I just like them together. So you're doing that for every color you're using. I do not want you to copy my color scheme exactly. If you want to use a couple of those colors, certainly do that, but I don't want it copied exactly. See if you can come up with one on your own, and then once you've selected that, you're ready for the next step. So what I want you to do is set up at least 3 triangles on your paper. These do not have to be drawn perfectly. So I'm just drawing about a 1-inch section with my ruler for the tops of the triangles. And I'm just gonna come back in and going to go over this technique. Again, these triangles do not have it. So we're using a triangular shape because in our 1-point perspective project, we have, for the size of our boxes, essentially most of them are in the shape of a triangle, most of them. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I am going to set up a triangle, and I'm going to show you how to use this technique. All right, so if you want to, you can use a ruler to go back in with the colored pencil you plan on using. Press firmly to outline, and then we're going to start from the bottom, working our way up. So I'm pressing very firmly with the blue. And lighten the pressure a little bit towards the top. I'm not pressing quite as hard, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. So for the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my black colored pencil, and you're going to see where I'm using this. So I'm going to be using this on the bottom of the triangle, part closest to the vanishing point, and I am going to make the very bottom of it the darkest part. So I'm just layering that black on top of the blue. And I should see some of the blue continue to show through. Okay, so once I hit about midway, I'm going to switch over to my gray, and I am going to press firmly with the gray, blend it down into the black, so it's going into the area where the black was. And that's going to go about halfway up the triangle. This part is going to remain blue. And then across the top, I'm going to come in with my white. And go back in with the blue. And there's my shading for my practice triangle. Okay, so I want you to do this for at least 3 of the colors you're using. If you're only using 3 colors, then I want you to do it for all 3 of them. If you are using 5 colors, practice at least 3, okay? So we're trying this out at least 3 times before we go and put it on our final project, okay? All right, so next video, I'm gonna show you what it's actually gonna look like. Should be the same exact process, but I'll just show you anyway, okay? Can't wait to see what you're gonna come up with.